Sunny from Taipei Game Show. It's my pleasure to join the ESGS and meet you guys online. Today, we're going to take some time and share the latest news about Taipei Game Show 2021. Let's go! First, let me introduce my friend Han, who's joining us today. Hi Han, please say hi to everyone.
Hi, this is Han from Taipei Game Show, and shout out to all the gamers in the Philippines. Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you guys on ESGS 2020.
So, thanks for joining us today. And we know the Taipei Game Show 2021 is coming on. We're all very excited about it. So, would you like to introduce to the audience online about Taipei Game Show next year?
Sure, no problem. So, Taipei Game Show 2021 is going to take place on January 28th to the 31st in 2021. And it's going to be divided into three different sectors. So, the first one is the B2B zone, and that is the designated area in the show that is for business purposes. So we will have a lot of game companies and also game industry professionals to network, to conduct businesses in B2B zone, and we will build like a brand new business matchmaking platform for all these game industry professionals to stay connected even under the harsh circumstance of COVID-19. And moving on, we will be having the Asia Pacific Game Summit in 2021 also, and that is the forum in Taipei Game Show. So we will be inviting a lot of international speakers, like industry professionals and elites, to deliver their latest trends in the game industry and also their insights in the game industry. So I cannot talk too much about the content at this point, but it's going to be epic, it's going to be awesome. So moving on to the last sector in Taipei Game Show, and it is probably the most exciting one in entire Taipei Game Show, that is the B2C zone. So in B2C zone, we will be also having a lot of giant game companies joining us in 2021, and they will bring their latest contents, their latest games to all the gamers, all the fans in the neighborhood, so that all the gamers can have the chance to experience the latest games in B2C zone. So we are all very looking forward to it.
Okay, as you mentioned about COVID-19, so are there any difference from last year about the game show?
Okay, so as you may know, the entire world is now under the influence of COVID-19 at this point, and Taiwan is relatively lucky to have this entire situation well controlled ever since the outbreak. So we will be able to host a physical event in Taiwan, but that is not the case for other parts of the world. So for the very first time, we are presenting a brand new edition of Taipei Game Show online. So Taipei Game Show 2021 is going to be very special because it's going to be like a hybrid event. So we will have the online elements in Taipei Game Show 2021, and also we will be having the physical one.
Wow, so Taipei Game Show will be both holding online and offline.
Yes, that's correct.
Next year.
Yes.
So I believe the gamers overseas will be very excited about this news.
Yes.
And for gamers, I think they might didn't know Taipei Game Show before.
Yeah.
So would you like to let us know that what is the great feature about Taipei Game Show?
Okay, no problem. So in Taipei Game Show is actually one of the iconic game convention in Asia Pacific region. So a lot of giant game companies they will choose Taipei Game Show as their first stop to present their latest games to all the gamers in the area. And besides that, we have been pouring a lot of resources into an area that is called indie game. So we have been investing a lot of resources to all the indie game developers around the globe. We have this designated area that is called Indie House in Taipei Game Show. So this area is specifically designed for all the indie game developers around the globe. They can showcase their projects, their games in this area. And actually, this indie house is actually, in terms of the scale, is the largest one in the Asia Pacific region. So if you are a fan of indie games, maybe you get a little bit tired of all the AAA games, so Taipei Game Show is a must-be for you.
Wow, so the indie games are the highlights of the Taipei Game Show.
The funny thing is that Indie House was first, Indie House was not called Indie House. It was called Indie Game Festa back in 2014 when it got first founded. And then when it first started, it was only in B2B zone only, for all the business visitors only. And then we have discovered that a lot of gamers, they are very, very interested in those indie games also. So we expanded this area into B2C zone so that all these gamers, all these fans around the globe, they can still have the opportunity to, to actually experience those great indie games, all those great content. And as the time goes by, we integrated both section Indie Game Festa and Indie House into one title only, and that is called Indie House. So Indie House now is having two separate areas. So the first one is the B2B zone and then the B2C zone for different purposes. Other than Indie House, we actually have another competition that is called Indie Game Award in Taipei Game Show. So if you look at all the contestants in Indie Game Award, you can see that when it first got founded back in 2015, we had a lot of contestants in Indie Game Award that are submitting their games in mobile games, because that is when all the smartphone went through a stage like a baby booming stage. Everybody is trying to focus on a mobile game market, and indie game developers, they are not the exception. So we had a lot of people that are making mobile games, but as the time goes by and then the development tool for all these developers, they got improved and got more advanced. You can see that now in 2019-2020, we have a lot of participants that they are having their game titles to be like cross-platform. So if you can see one title on PC, you can probably find them on Xbox and PlayStation, Switch, even on Android and iOS also. So this also fits the trajectory of the entire game industry. Like a lot of games, also AAA games, they are trying to port their games into different platforms. So basically that is the situation in Taiwan right now.
So how many indie game developers take part in this competition this year?
So when it first got founded back in 2015, we only had dozens, I think 37 contestants in the competition back in 2015. But the entire scale of this competition is also growing with the Indie House. So we are now, I think we had about 142 contestants back in earlier 2020. Yeah.
Wow. So how do you pick up the winners from this competition?
Okay, so we actually try to design the entire mechanism in a form that all the contestants they will be able to see each other's work, and then they can have more ideas along the process. So we designed the entire competition into two stages. So the first stage, we called it cross-reviewing. So during the first stage, all the contestants in the competition, they will be asked to review each other's games. So then during the process, they will be able to see other people's work, so that they will have like more ideas for their own projects. That is our intention in the first stage. And then moving on for the second stage, that is like a more usual conventional stage. We will have a lot of industry professionals and journalists to consist a jury committee, and this jury committee, they will be reviewing all the entries of Indie Game Award.
Okay, so is there any award-winning teams from Taiwan?
Yeah, actually, there were many people that participated in Indie Game Award for the past few years, and I gotta say one thing is very special about Taiwanese indie game developers is that they are very capable of building up a context, and then they will bring all the social issues and like the current discussions with many controversial topics into this context, and then they will express their ideas in the form of games, so that when the players are playing this game, they are not only having fun with the title only, but they will also be having some new ideas, some new thoughts about the latest discussion among our society. And the reason why I talked about this is that I like to mention one of our Best Design Award winner in 2017. They are a group of very talented indie game developers called Red Candle Studio, and the winning title is called Detention. Yeah. So this game is actually very popular among Taiwanese market, and it also got rewritten into a screenplay, and then they made a movie out of it, so that you can see the capability of our indie game developer. They can have this, like amazing storytelling and have a movie based on this game. And then the movie actually won many awards after it came out. So this is very special because it's relatively hard to see this type of like Taiwanese genre among all the contestants around the world.
Yeah, so that's why we say Taiwan is a very unique game market.
Yes, indeed.
What kind of game will stand out from Indie Game Award?
Okay, so if you must ask, I don't think there's a specific genre that will help them to actually win the award. But if you look back at all the previous contestants, all the award-winning titles, you will find they all have one thing in common, is that the entire their game is pretty much at the final stage of the development, so that when the juries they are trying to play these games, those juries they can actually have a full experience of the entire game. And also we put a lot of efforts in designing the criteria of what those juries should be looking at. So there are 5 things those juries will put their eyes on. So the first one is the core of the game. That is the game mechanism. The entire how do you move from one place to the another? How do you kill a monster? How do you kill a boss? How to make the entire game fun. That is the game mechanism. And the second one we'll look into the visual art. And by the definition of visual art, it doesn't have to be like a crazy Hollywood explosion. We look at the atmosphere of the game that delivers. And then we will have those juries to look into the audio production, the sound effect of the game. So this is also like the key element in the game that will determine whether if you will be in the role or you will be out of the role. And then we will have the juries to look into the narration, the storytelling, and that is also one of the strong suit for Taiwanese indie game developers. They, like I mentioned before, yes, they are very capable of to tell a story through the platform of game. And the last one that is also the most important one is the creativity, because this is probably the most precious resource, most precious thing that all the indie game developers are having, because they are without the extra burden on their shoulders, so they will be able to pursue for what they actually love, so for their their maximum creativity. So those are 5 criteria that we have those juries to look into.
Wow, so I believe the winning games from in-game awards are the best of the best.
Of course, yes.
So lastly, any words you would like to say to the audience who watch online right now?
Okay, no problem. So first off, I would like to say thank you for all the participants from our previous show, and also thank you for all the participants in Taipei Game Show 2021. We wouldn't make this far if it's without you guys. Thank you very much for supporting us along the way. And personally, I truly believe that indie game developers are the foundation of the game industry. So if it's without all the indie game developers around the world, we wouldn't have so many amazing contents that we are having right now. And however, those indie game developers, are very often to find themselves in need of the media exposure. They really need people to give their games a chance to actually experience their final project. So I actually hope that Indie Game Award will actually help these indie game developers to acquire the media exposure that they obviously needed. So if you're an indie game developer yourself, I sincerely invite you to join us in Indie Game Award 2021, and I hope that everyone could have something great come out from the competition next year, and I truly hope that this competition will actually help. That's basically what I have to say, and once again, thank you all for joining us on ESGS 2020 online. Thank you very much.
Yes, hope to see you guys next year in Taipei Game Show, and thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we just learned some information from Han about Taipei Game Show 2021 and Indie Game Award, and he also mentioned there's a lot of talented indie game developers in Taiwan. Today, we are very honored to invite the winner of Best Mobile Game of 2020 Indie Game Award, Gamtropy, to join us. Please say hi to everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Boris from Gamtropy.
Welcome, Boris. Could you please briefly introduce your team to us?
Gamtropy is an indie game development team based in Taipei. We focus on making games related to our daily lives, daily experience, and also some pop culture. For example, environment or social media or anything you experience in your life.
So Boris, tell me about your game.
Okay, this game is called Subscribe to My Adventure, and this game is related to social media and social streaming. Players will play as a newbie streamer in this game, take a lot of adventure and try to get more and more followers to become a famous influencer. During your adventure, you will meet different characters in this game. For example, he is the king of this kingdom and called King Leroy. And this girl, she is one of the famous influencer in this game called Skinny Legend. And you will meet her in a very, very early stage and to know what happened to her life.
Wow, sounds very cool. It's a very special topic. So I'm wondering to know that what inspired you to make this kind of game.
I think last 2 years ago, I read a story called to describe the social bubbles in the social media, and it says that people in the social media will be divided into several groups, and each group cannot see the opinions or some perspective of other groups, and it will become some social dilemma that we don't know each other, but we are so close and we don't know each other. We don't know each other's opinions or something, and we think it's such a very, very not a very good situation. So we built this game to simulate that kind of situation, and when you play this game, you will experience what happened in real life. You will face some social dilemma and something like social bubbles things. We hope players will get some new thoughts after playing this game.
Wow. Subscribe My Adventure got in English version too, right?
Yes.
So for overseas, for gamers from overseas, what kind of experience will they have?
Oh, we made a lot of effort on localization part. For example, we survey different forums overseas, such as Reddit, 4chan, to catch some popular topics or some trending memes to replace our story and replace our story to better fit the culture in other countries.
Wow, it's really cool. And as you mentioned, there are lots of characters inside. And I'm wondering to know that what is the most popular one in this game?
I think they both are the most popular character. One is Skinny Legend, the famous influencer, and another guy is called Golden Sax. He's another popular influencers in the game, and they both have some love affairs in the story. So you will encounter they and get involved in their love stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
And may I know which one is your favorite?
My favorite character is this girl. She is some kind of the expert of the zodiac signs. Yeah, but one of her job is to sell some fake product in the game. So you will see her in the store of the game, and she will sell some very special but quite expensive things. Yeah, but I really love her. She is a very cute girl. Yeah. As we can see, during the adventure, you have to use different skills to defeat the enemy in front of you, and there are several audience watching your streaming. So you not only have to defeat the enemy, but you have to please the audience. So there are a lot of skills we call performance skills. You can use these performance skills to make your audience feel you're so funny, you are very interesting, and they will give you some donation or give you some weapons as donation to defeat the enemy. We think that's the special part of this game.
But we're also curious about that. What is the most difficult part during the developing process, and how did you overcome that?
During the designing stage, we think the most difficult part is try to balance the gameplay and the subject we focus on. For example, we have to balance how to make this game feel like your real experience, and also not to make this game not interesting. So this balancing stuff we think is the most difficult part. But I think there is no shortcuts to overcome this. You have to do a lot of trial and error to test different like design or test different gameplay to balance this. And we iterate a lot of prototype and finally make this game.
Well, it sounds like a very precious experience. But the reason why you're here today, because you are the winner of the best mobile game. Congratulations again. And so about Indie Game Award, I'm wondering to know that what does this award mean to you?
We think it's a big encouragement for us because this year we lost a lot of chances to promote our game to the public because of COVID-19. Yeah, with this award, Best Mobile Game, we think we get one more opportunity to promote our game to the public and to the foreign players.
Thanks for your support to Indie Game Award too. And we would like to know that what is your next step or any upcoming plan?
We not only keep releasing the stories of Subscribe to My Adventure, but we currently working on our next project. It's a puzzle game and related to our another product series called Entropy. So you will see this game. It's coming soon, maybe in next March or April. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we all look forward for it. And we know there's a lot of great game developers worldwide. So do you have any suggestion for people who want to be a game developer?
I think the key point is you have to keep passion and curiosity to your life, and that will inspire you to find and figure out a lot of different cool gameplay.
May I ask how long you've been a game developer?
It's about 3 years, I think. Yeah, 3 years.
It's not too long.
Yeah, it's not too long. I was very new developer.
So
in
you still
this
have
industry.
a lot of passion.
Yeah, I try to keep a lot of passion.
Okay, so Leslie, please say something to your fans.
If you are addicted to like social media or streaming stuff, welcome to play this game. Subscribe to my adventure. I think you will find some interesting experience that can reflect your daily life. Thank you.
Thanks again for Boris from Gamtropy who joined us today, and all the people who've been watching online. Please stay tuned for more information about Taipei Game Show 2021, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.